Hey everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be talking about books that I've read recently. So, it's been a couple months since I've done one of these. Yeah, balancing reading and motherhood. It's getting better for me, but it's kind of been still difficult for me. But I know for my goal for the second half of the year is to try to um, get some more reading in as much as possible because I only read I only read 10 books through the entire year, and my goal was to read 50. So I am just, and I know the mangas are usually quick reads. So, but enough of that. I only have one 5-star book that I've read this year in these stacks, and I have 2 DNFs and a couple. Um, yeah. Let's talk about the books that I've read recently. So the first book that I've read recently, which is Legends and Lattes by Travis Boltry. This is about an orc um, that's been life at war and then decided to retire and open a coffee shop, and that's pretty much the premise of this book. I really enjoyed it. I did listen to the audiobook, and I also read it physically just to try to catch up with that. And I know I really enjoyed this. I really liked the world, and it made me imagine that I was in a fancy coffee shop, which is really nice. And I really like the main character. Well, I like the characters in here, and I know there's a prequel that just came out either last year or 2 years ago, and there's a sequel coming out. So I definitely want to continue on reading the series, and so yeah, I'm giving this 4 stars. The next book that I've read, which is technically a DNF, but I talk about DNFs in my recent reads videos, which is The Camelot Portrayal by Kiersten White. I am really sad about this because I know I really enjoyed the first book, but I just could not get into the second book at all, so I am going to be... if you haven't read the first book is a King Arthur retelling with Guinevere's Deception, where she's a changeling or something like that. I try to remember on top of my head. I haven't read the first book in like 4 years or something like that, 3 or 4 years, and I know I enjoyed the first book, but I'm just really sad that I couldn't get into the sequel, so I am unfortunately going to give up on the series and just know that I give it a try, and I know there were a lot of book series out there that I liked the first book, but then I DNF the second one because I couldn't get into it, and which is okay, and I'm not going to end up reading every single book in the universe, and I'm not going to like every single one, so that's okay. And plus, I know my reading tastes have been constantly changing, and I know I still like retellings, but yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the first book, but I just DNF'd the second one. I even tried listening to the audiobook. I even tried reading this physically, and neither of them worked out for me. But yeah, unfortunately, this was a DNF for me. So the next book that I got technically I've read recently, which is Lake's Edge by Lindell Clipstone, and this is another DNF for me, and I'm really sad about it because this cover really reminds me of the Haunted Mansion ride, like I mentioned a lot on this channel, and I know the premise sounded interesting to me. It's supposed to be about a girl whose younger brother got into forbidden black magic, and then something happens to them after that, and I just couldn't get into the story, so that's really sad for me, because again, I love this cover, but it was a DNF for me, and I know there's supposed to be a duology, and but yeah, I'm not gonna read, obviously I'm not gonna try forcing myself to read something that I just couldn't do. With my DNFs, I usually read up to 100 pages and then DNF'd it, because I DNF'd it before and I just wasn't in a mood for it, but when I was in a mood for it, I just didn't end up like it what I read and couldn't get into it, so this is another unfortunate, it's unfortunately another DNF for me. So the next book that I've read, which is Deal with an Elf King by Elise Kova. This is about a girl who just wants to be a village healer, and study herbology, and then the elf king arrived specifically for her to be chosen as his healing queen, and the whole story goes from there. I love this book so much. I love the world, and I was so hooked on the first 50, 100 pages, and I just couldn't put it down. And I know that there are other books in the series that are more like companions, but they're takes place in the same world, and I definitely want to read more books in this series. I know that she says it's not a series, they're all standalones, but they take place in the same world, but I still want to read more books that it takes place in this world, and I just love the main characters. I just couldn't put it down, like I said, but yeah, this was a 5-star read for me, my only 5-star read of this year, which is sad for me, but I'm just glad that I have at least one 5-star read of the year so far. And the last book that I've read recently, which is recommended for you by Laura Silverman. This is supposed to be about 2 teenagers who work in a bookstore, and they were at each other's throats, but then they got to know each other, and the whole story goes from there. This is from what I've read when I first got interested in this book. It's supposed to be like You've Got Mail, but in YA form. That's why I bought this book, and when I read it, I was more disappointed. Actually, it was supposed to be To All the Boys I Loved Before meets You've Got Mail, and that's 2 of the books and movies that I love. And yeah, I was disappointed with this one. I honestly really sad about it. I couldn't get connected with the characters. The only thing I liked about this book, it's bookish and the characters work in a bookstore, and I'm just really sad that I didn't like it. And it was short too, and I'm really sad about it. And it was really difficult for me to read this just because I couldn't connect with the character. So yeah, like I said, this is this wasn't a DNF. I actually read the whole thing because I was liking it, but then everything went downhill for me. So yeah, this was a 3-star read for me. So that's all for all the books that I've read recently. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and comment down below what books that you've read recently, because I would like to know. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!